A grim milestone today in the Israel-Hamas war, 100 days since the attack by Hamas in southern Israel, 100 days of grief and protests on both sides of the war, and 100 days that hostages have been held captive in Gaza. There is a new hostage video being released by Hamas today. NewsNation's Elina Shirazi monitoring the very latest from Washington for us. Elina?
Natasha, well, the families of Israelis taken by hostage by Hamas created this mock tunnel in Tel Aviv's Hostage Square as part of a protest yesterday. The tunnel was decorated with pictures of outstanding hostages 100 days after the October 7th attack.
It's been 3 months since Hamas attacked Israel, killing over 1,000 people and taking over 200 hostage. The day was October 7th, the start of the war, when rockets were fired by the Palestinian militants into Israel, Hamas carrying out an unprecedented attack on Israel at daybreak, infiltrating the border by air, land, and sea. In response, the Israeli military unleashing force in Gaza. The Ministry of Health in Hamas-run Gaza says they've killed more than 23,000 people, with more than 100 hostages still held captive. Hamas's armed spokesman saying today the fate of many Israeli hostages is unknown, adding that many may have been killed. New video today showing 3 Israeli hostages being held in Gaza. The 37-second video ended with one sentence: "Tomorrow we will inform you of their fate." After 100 days of bloodshed, much of Gaza transformed into a graveyard, with more than 2/3 of homes now destroyed. During a brief pause in the fighting, over 100 hostages returned, but many more did not. With a few miracles in the darkness, like this woman, a displaced Palestinian, giving birth to quadruplets in a Gaza shelter. Israel's prime minister doubling down, saying no one can stop their goal of crushing Hamas, not even the World Court.
We today mark 100 days of war. 100 days since the terrible days on which our citizens were slaughtered and kidnapped. We are continuing to the war to its conclusion, to total victory, until we have achieved all of our objectives.
Today, National Security Council spokesman John Kirby discussing the Secretary of State's recent trip to the region, reiterating the administration's goals to curb Israel's fighting aggression.
I can tell you, Secretary Blinken just came from the region, that we have been talking to them intensely about a transition to low-intensity operations. We believe it's the right time for that transition, and we're talking to them about doing that.
And we know there have been 3 straight days of strikes from the U.S. against the Houthis in Yemen in their efforts to wear down the Iran-backed group's ability to attack ships in the Red Sea. And we also know breaking news just into our newsroom right now, CENTCOM confirming to NewsNation that another cruise missile was fired from an Iranian-backed militant near Yemen. The anti-ship cruise missile was fired at a U.S. Navy destroyer, the USS Laboon. We're just learning the details about this now, Natasha, but we know that they were operating the Red Sea, and we've been waiting to see if there's been any retaliatory strikes after the U.S.'s response. And again, we learned this recently, Natasha.
Yeah, we appreciate you bringing that breaking update to us as well. Elina Shirazi live for us in Washington with that. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.